my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
They're here.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's showtime.
Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the VHS Strikes Back. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host, a very good friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to the VHS Strikes Back, the show where we dust off the old video player and go on a nostalgic journey to look at the good and the bad movies of yesteryear. Now, Chris, what did we review this week?
Dave, this is your pick of picks. We had The Rookie last week, which was my 1990 sweet spot. Now, I've come to a bit of an epiphany, actually, regarding your movie taste, Dave. Now, obviously, 1980, you were only a young wee slip of a lad, but you did love a bit of Star Wars, and I'm presuming you watched this around about the mid-80s, and the similarities to Star Wars watching this movie, which is like Battle Beyond the Stars, which was your last pick before this, is quite uncanny. So I'm thinking that you were absolutely bloodthirsty for any sort of Star Wars type narrative movie. And here we are again, Dave. Some will say it's not Star Wars, but I have an argument. So we are going back to 1980. It's a science fiction fantasy swashbuckling film, Dave. I can't even say it. Krull. Fucking Krull. In fact, no, he's not 1980. He's 1983. I apologize. Yep. 1980. I got 1983. It's Krull. K-R-U-L-L, in case you didn't know. So, Dave, just give me a bit of background on this fucking thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, the similarities to Star Wars are definitely there, but this is a weird kind of mashup, isn't it? This is Star Wars meets Hawk the Slayer kind of thing. It's mad how they've done it. You know, looking back, I hadn't quite appreciated that when I was a kid. But yeah, I used to love this one. We used to have this one on video, and it was a family favourite, definitely. I just really liked it. I have to say, I remembered the main weapon being in it a lot more than it really was. But again, all the same things that captured me about Hawk the Slayer were the same here as well. I just think that kind of time from like early to mid 80s, there were lots of sword and sorcery movies around. I mean, this is a year after Conan the Barbarian as well, isn't it? That we did all those episodes ago. And yeah, just love this one and definitely wanted to come back to this one at some point. And I felt now was the time.
I bet you did. So, Dave, don't ask me if I've ever seen this before, because you know I haven't seen this fucking movie before. You're right, though. There's similarities to Hawk the Slayer. We've got Doctor Who. We've got all sorts of stuff that I fucking hate, Dave. That I hate with a passion in this movie. And what makes it even better, this fucking thing's on for 2 full hours, Dave. Not 90 minutes. Not 90 minutes. 2 hours. 120 minutes.
Hours of watching Krull. Brilliant. When I saw the runtime, I did have a little chuckle and wiped a tear from my eye.
Well, from the laughter, yeah, I bet you did. But anyway, Dave, shall we get into our trailer?
Let's go.
On a distant planet, a great kingdom was ravaged by beings who came from the future to conquer the universe. Now, the only survivors follow a doubtful seer and a throneless king.
They will hold her in the Black Fortress. You must have help.
Thieves, bandits, fighters and brawlers. Desperate men. Those are the kind of men I need. Well, you heard him. We are now an army.
At the end of an impossible journey, they must fight an invincible enemy.
Here's the knowledge you seek.
I shall be your king.
In the fortress, you will face more than the Slayers.
What is about to happen to them? It could never have happened on Earth. Columbia Pictures presents a world apart from anything you have seen before. Krull.
A narrator describes a prophecy regarding a girl of ancient name that shall become queen, which says that she shall choose a king, and and that together they shall rule their world, and that their son shall rule the galaxy. Now, Chris, what do you reckon to the opening of this movie?
Well, Dave, fantastic introduction there from you. This film's fucking rubbish. It is exactly why I hate these sort of movies. It's an absolute Star Wars rip-off. The lead character looks like Han Solo, acts like Luke Skywalker, but he actually looks like when you'd go into, say, Toy and Hobby or something when you were a kid and they didn't have the official Star Wars figures, but you'd find a cheapo Han Solo there. So I kept calling this guy Ban Holo, Dave, because he's fucking rubbish. He does look like Mike Byrne. I'll give you that. You did say that.
Dead ringer for Mike
He's
Byrne.
An absolute double at Mike. That's the only thing. And the only other positive
I can just call Mike Burton Poundland Han Solo.
Well, if the boot fits, you know what I mean? No. No, what I'm saying is there's no need for that, Dave. So what I'm saying is this sort of movie, you know, it's not me at all. I love the fact there's other English people, but the only positive is Lyssa Anthony's in it, who, for me, just after filming this, she goes into Alvida's Aim Pet, as you know, is my favourite TV show of all time. She plays Krista, who's married to Wayne, gets married to me in Germany. She's in the first series. She's a German secretary. Very sexy, Dave, I might add. Growing up, young Chris did enjoy looking at Lyssa Anthony and Alvida's Aim Pet. She was in the Depeche Mode video, I think it's I Feel as well, which is probably their best song for me. So she's like the beautiful woman sort of writhing around the bed and everything. I think... what's he called that? Is it Dave Garn? I think yeah, I think it is. He had a bit of that. But no, it's interesting because I think the way it sets up, it just feels that familiar. So familiar, Dave. It is Hawk the Slayer. It's all the stuff you've introduced me to. So I wasn't completely like, oh my God, but the rip-off of The Force and Star Wars and the characters, the old bloke, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and all this shit, it's just a rip-off. Because I wasn't expecting the sort of, the laser sword things and that. I didn't correlate that it was sort of, I know a distant planet and that, but I didn't correlate there was that sort of futuristic feel to it. So my ears did prick up, but that's about it. It's fucking garbage, Dave. Absolute horseshit. And I knew you'd done me. As soon as I got 10 minutes in, I was like, I was thinking, I'm going to come into and surprise Dave and go, it's really good. It's fucking not, Dave. And you've got terrible taste in movies. This is awful.
I loved this as a kid. It was so good. But you can tell. I mean, it's done in that sword and sorcery style, which, like I say, was in vogue in those early 80s times. But it is such a rip off Star Wars. You know, you've got this young character, you know, he's going to be the king. He finds this magical weapon, you know, in A New Hope. Obviously, it was the lightsaber. You're going up against this evil character as well. Like you say, you've got an Obi-Wan Kenobi character who dies. You know, it's just you've even got the drones, the kind of bad guys. They almost look like stormtroopers, don't they, in the white and everything. And I just honestly, Chris, I've not watched this for many years, probably since, I don't know, the mid to late 80s. It's probably the last time I saw it. So I remembered very little, apart from some specific things that happen in there. Like I remembered Bernard Bresslaw as Cyclops. You can mainly tell from the voice, can't you? I tell you what, I didn't remember some of the other cameos that we got in there, like Robbie Coltrane, Liam Neeson. Yeah, when he showed up, I was like, "Is that Liam Neeson?" No, I'm not having that. And then he starts speaking, and you're like, "Fucking hell, it is."
There's some. What about Fingy though, Dave? The absolute legend that is Todd Carty from EastEnders. Mark Fowler, isn't it? Is the young lad.
See, I remembered him as Ziggy from Grange Hill, but he was Mark Fowler as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he shows up. I was like, oh, Christ, it's like watching Biker Grove or something. And you've got Alan Armstrong as well, haven't you? So he shows up in a few things. He's the one who says, like, yeah, we're an army now. He's the one who sounds like Brian Clough. Yeah,
he does. Yeah, the Yorkshire accent. He's American, the lead actor, and he's like that cool accent. And then you got him like, "Go on, lads, let's go." Like, you can tell he's all filmed at Pinewood, isn't it? James Bond.
Yeah.
Set. David, I tell you what, I'll give you credit. This had more of a budget than Star Wars. That's what was unbelievable.
Million. I couldn't believe the amount it cost. And it's funny with the accents. And I remember my dad saying to me years ago, even the English films, they'll generally try and cast an American lead so that they can sell it to America.
Yeah.
And that's why Ken Marshall got cast, and unfortunately, because this was a massive flop, it gained its cult following on video, but at the cinemas, I mean, it cost 30 and it made 17 at the box office. so it was never going to get a sequel. But for people of our age, there's going to be lots of people who enjoyed this one, Chris. But you mentioned about Lysette Anthony. I mean, she gets overdubbed, doesn't she? Because she's from Fulham or something. But
yes,
again, because the Americans thought, well, she's unknown, no one knows her. I mean, she was in Playboy years after this, but no one knew her, and so they were like, well, we might as well put an American accent, and then we'll sell it better, to the American audience. Don't think that made any difference to that massive box office failure, to be honest. But yeah, loads and loads of cameos. And like I say, it's just the DNA of one of these heroes' journey adventures. Just quite a lot of parallels to Star Wars.
Yeah, and interesting, she's just done a run in Hollyoaks for about 5 years, Dave, Lyssa Anthony. So she was one of the still attractive woman. She's got blonde, short hair now. She's obviously late 50s, but yeah, really, really attractive. But yeah, that's quite jarring because she's English. We know that, like you say. And a German accent was dodgy as fucking Wiedersehen, Dave, around this time. So even if she was putting on an American accent, I'm sure it would have been pretty crap. But no, it feels very familiar, this movie. I mean, you say people would have liked it around our time, Dave. 32% Rotten Tomatoes. That's not fantastic, Dave. You know what I mean? Like but the story does feel familiar. If you watch Star Wars, Hawk the Slayer, any of these sword and sorcery things, and I must admit, as a slight segue, have you seen the trailer for Dungeons and Dragons, Dave? That's just come out this weekend with Chris Pine.
Yes, yeah, I did.
Yeah, it looks good.
You reckon?
Dave, yeah, it looks all right.
What's wrong? What? Why would you think it looks good? I mean, I think it looks all right, but hold on. I thought I had you pegged. Now, I thought I understood like the things that you absolutely hate, and I'd have had that one down as you hating it, to be honest.
Dave, I'm a man of mystery. You think you know me, and I saw it on Discord. Them saying like nobody understands how Chris scores anything. It just depends which way the wind's blowing. I think it was Maths who said it, Dave, but it doesn't matter, Dave. It looks like, I mean, you know what I think it looks like? They're trying to go for a bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. Chris Pine looks like the bit of the Joker, like the Peter Quill, so it might be absolutely terrible. And on another side note, saw the whole slate for the next 2 years of Marvel, or the next 3 years.
Word.
And at first, I didn't take it all in, and I was looking again, I was like, holy shit, we're getting Blade next year, Dave.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. So we've got Black Panther at the end of this year. I know I was a bit cool on the last one, which the first one, I'm going to have to watch it again. So I don't know where that goes. But the stuff they've got coming up, and then they've got Avengers with, what is it, the something of Kang or something like that, so that's going to be interesting.
More Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh, and he's in She-Hulk as well.
Well, I mean, She-Hulk is a lawyer, so it stands to reason that he will be.
Yeah,
I think it'll be.
Trailer.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the latest one. It's probably I don't know.
Spoiled it for you.
I don't. Yeah. Cheers for that. So, and anyone out there who's hoping to not watch any spoilers before, watch any trailers or anything. You bellend.
That's a Chris classic, that, Dave. Sorry.
But anyway, yeah, it does look good. And, do you think they're releasing too much, though?
I'm sort of bought in on this She-Hulk. The only thing is I don't like, they're still doing this fucking, like, slapstick Hulk with Mark Ruffalo. You need to watch this new trailer. It's even more fucking slapstick, Dave. And I'm like, he's the old conquering Hulk. Yeah, I don't know, but I do like the idea of the She-Hulk to see what they do and where they go with it. Obviously, Tim Roth's coming back, isn't he, as Abomination? So that's going to be interesting. Yeah. So that's going to be really interesting. I've not watched Miss Marvel, and I've not watched, what's the one with Poe Dameron in Day that's just come out a few months ago.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight. I've not watched that either.
Yeah. So that's what I mean about maybe it's tipping over the side where they're releasing so much that even people who are immersed in that world are not necessarily keeping up with everything now. Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I've not watched the new 4 yet, to my detriment, because we need to record that in comics. But
sure, you said about watching Eternals about 3 months ago.
Hang on, wait a minute. We've watched.
How are you getting on with Hitmonkey that you were definitely going to watch?
Listen. We've just watched in the last 5 days. We watched 4 Dark World, which is terrible. I mean, you reviewed that. I know, quite recent. And then we watched Ragnarok yesterday, which is excellent still, Dave. It's fucking brilliant, Ragnarok. It's so good, that movie. I love it. So that's still up there. But like I've said to you before, I think it's weak, this next phase, what they've done so far. Spider-Man was good, Doctor Strange, but the other stuff's been a bit hit and miss. Obviously, Black Widow was set before everything, wasn't it? Which is ridiculous. They brought it out after Endgame. There's an origin story that didn't fit in any timeline. So in theory, you should watch that in the original phase of stuff, of the Marvel stuff, really. But
I think it would have been after First Avenger, wouldn't it? It'd have been after Captain America First Avenger.
Yes.
But probably, I don't know, it's probably sync up somewhere with the first Iron Man, I guess.
Yeah, it's around that time, isn't it? Around that time. But sorry, I know it took us off on a tangent, but yeah, there's some brilliant stuff coming up. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and Agatha is getting her own show as well. So, yeah, no, I look, I'm going to lap it all up. I just think for the majority, I just think they're probably going to lose some people, but bubble's not burst yet. People have been predicting it for the last 20 years for comic book movies. So it just keeps going from strength to strength. But Chris, getting back to Krull.
We don't need to, Dave. Can we just turn this into a Comics in Motion episode and forget about it?
The other Batley that you probably recognised, the other cameo was David Batley. And you might recognise him. He was in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original, not the remake.
He's the teacher. He is. He's the teacher. Yes, he is, Dave. Yes, the one who says, we're dismissed and all that because Wonka's opening his factory. Yes, I knew straight away it was him.
Yeah, and he was also in the Ruttles.
Ah, right, okay.
He was the Paul McCartney bassist character in the Ruttles.
Oh, right. Interesting, Dave. Is he English in then?
Yeah. He's from Clapham.
Have you seen this, Dave? Yeah, have you seen this as well? Sorry to cut across. Robbie Coltrane's voice was dubbed by Michael Elphick.
Yeah.
Fuck?
Well, I guess, and it's weird, if they put up all these sound stages, you think, at Pinewood, that's when they don't really have to do as much overdubbing. But I'm thinking, in the early 80s, was that the time when they still did? Like, everything was overdubbed, basically?
Must have been. It's weird. It's a weird one. But anyway, sorry, Dave, I've took us off on a tangent quite on purpose. I'm not going to lie. It was quite on purpose. We have to talk about this movie. But.
You say about the lead, so Colwyn, Ken Marshall. And getting back to your comment on Dungeons and Dragons, which is what set us off, I don't like it when you have these sword and sorcery adventures and 95% of the cast has got these English accents, because they got a lot of the actors from the Royal Shakespeare Company. But basically the lead and the lead actress as well have got American accents. It takes me out of it. Now, I know if you actually went back to medieval times, if you went back to like the 13th century or something, then no one's talking like they come out of Shakespeare, you know? But that's kind of what we've grown up with. And so it just seems odd to me when you have the American accents in there. And that's what I didn't particularly like about that Dungeons and Dragons trailer, but also with this as well, it just seems strange to me. But honestly, I don't think Ken Marshall can do much more than what he's done. This was his only crack at playing a lead. And like I say, I guess with the financial disaster that the movie was, that's why he never got another one. But I actually think he's pretty good in it. But with the caveat, I just don't like when you've got the American accents like mixed in with all the traditional British ones. You know, when he's meeting all the gang and he's saying, "Oh, desperate man, that's just what I'm after." I'm like, aye, son. But you know, and he's so deliriously happy, isn't he, with every encounter? You know, he meets Ergo, David Batley, that I just mentioned before, and he's all cheery. He meets these thugs, and he's, you know, in real life, he's likely to get beaten to a pulp, but he's just so happy and joyous, you know, and eventually wins them round and stuff. I actually think he plays a really charismatic character.
You've done a sales pitch. I'll give you that. I'm gonna concede that. I think you're right. I don't think he's actually that bad as the lead, Dave. I think what takes it out of me is when for me, because of Star Wars and stuff like that, and it's wrong. And I know I'm from the UK and I'm English and all that, but it's like I rely on them American accents to be the sort of accent for everything. Because when you first start watching Game of Thrones, you know, Game of Thrones, when it first come on, you were like, this is fucking weird. Sean Bean's got a fucking Yorkshire accent. Oh, in fact, he is from Yorkshire. Yeah. Why have they not got American accents? You know, you've got all that, haven't you? You've got like the families talking different accents and everything. So it took it out of it at first, but that's how it would have been years ago, wasn't it? Because they were everywhere, people from different areas. But with this, you're right. It does stand out like a sore thumb because predominantly 90% of the whole cast is English.
Yeah.
Or British or whatever accent. So yeah, that is a bit strange. But I think the premise of it, it's just a Star Wars ripoff. That's why it feels familiar. The beats of it. He's only got this fucking ninja star, Dave, as well, which, you know, goes on his little adventure. he does take one for the team, takes a shot. And then obviously we've got the Obi-Wan Kenobi character who's helping him and guides him and that. But you've even got inspiration like Gandalf and things like that, Dave. That Tat guy, is it whatever he's called? He looks like Gandalf, really.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of Lord of the Rings in this as well.
Yes.
But I mentioned it a little bit before, but the glaive is the distinctive kind of almost like a ninja star type thing. And that is one of the iconic moments of this. It's on the, you know, all the poster and everything, and you see it in the trailer. And in my memory, you know, this is his special weapon. This is his lightsaber. Chris, it was 1 hour and 40 when he gets it out. I looked at the clock and I was like,
so did I.
Fucking hell.
Honestly, I was the same. I was like, hang on a minute. This is like fucking false advertising here. Why would you show that? You know, I mean, with the lightsaber and that in Star Wars, obviously, you know, Obi-Wan gives it, and you've got the chess games on the Millennium Falcon, and he's playing with it and all that. And he doesn't use it, Luke, in the first one, does he? No. Because it's all about destroying the Death Star and stuff. Yeah. But it comes into play in the second one when he's more mature. He's doing the training with Yoda and everything. So we get and I know that's a sequel. This was a one and done. I'm presuming they were hoping it was going to be a bit of a franchise. But it is interesting because I think I enjoyed it in parts, Dave. I think it's terrible, but I enjoyed it in parts because it just felt like Star Wars. And I kept laughing, going, fuck me, that is just a rip-off of Star Wars. That's a rip-off. This is a rip-off. Wait till I speak to Dave. But there is a weird charm to the film, and I can't put my finger on it. And I've said that a few times about some of these duffers you put me on to, Dave. But 2 hours is too fucking long. It's about an hour too long for my liking. But there was bits where I could take it.
I must admit, it did feel long to me as well. And like I say, it was the fact that it went so long between, starting it off, you get the slaughter that happens at the wedding quite early on, but then an hour and 40 in is when you first see the glaive. And the thing is, it doesn't even kill him. It doesn't even kill the bad guy. He just gets up, and it, like, the effects of it doesn't look that great. And he's trying to lure it back with the force, isn't he? He's trying to, come back here with the force. And then in the end, I mean, to be honest, I think Princess Lyssa, played by Lysette Anthony. I mean, she's a bit of a non-existent character in this, isn't she? She is a damsel in distress. She's just there to be rescued, but she does have the fire. So when they got married, she pulled the fire from the water, to this weird kind of ceremonial thing, and that was what they used to kill the bad guy in the end. It's like, right, you didn't need that cool looking blade then. Yeah. it was ultimately a bit fucking shit in the end.
Yeah, because she's in white to signify the damsel in distress as well, isn't she? She's got a perfectly clean white dress, Dave, in this fucking desolate wasteland and shithole that they're living in. And she's just completely standing out like a sore thumb. I saw her, it reminded me, I saw a picture, funny enough. This is going to sound terrible. When I was having breakfast today, Sam's got the 2 OK magazines from May and June. And funny enough, Dave, complete segue, but funny enough, there was a 2-page spread on Gemma Owen, Dave, before she went into the villa. How she was going to cope and that. So exactly what we'd said, but that's for a different podcast. But they were there, and you've got the Top Gun whole cast together. And as the cast are together, you've got, John Hamm, the one who plays like the disgruntled sort of Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
Believe in him. Everyone's in black or a dark blue suit, and there's him in a white suit standing out like a sore thumb, but basically saying, look at me, I'm going to stand out. Very clever. Very, very clever. But yeah, it stands out so ridiculous compared to how, dirty everyone is within the movie, and just it just feels like everyone's been wearing the same clothes for about 6 months. I know she's a princess or a queen or whatever she's supposed to be, but that does seem a bit weird. And the wig's terrible as well. That ginger wig does her no favours, but she's still pretty.
Yeah. No, she's a princess. So she is actually Princess Lyssa.
Ah, right, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Another little nod. It's like, right, we can't call her Princess Leia. Right, Princess Lyssa. No one will know. But I mean, she spends half the movie getting chatted up by the beast, doesn't she? Yes. He's trying to woo her over to his side, kind of thing. And it's like, look, mate, you're about 10 stories high. I don't think this is going to work. But I tell you one bit that I do remember, Chris, is when the old boy, the Obi-Wan Kenobi type, is going to the Black Widow, and he's climbing along that massive spider's web, and you've got this big, massive white spider, and it's obviously, it looks a bit dated now, but, because it's all stop motion, I don't think it looks terrible. I think some of the green screen effects in this look worse, but I thought the spider looked pretty good, and you've got a little bit of time there. But I tell you what I didn't remember was some of the dialogue, and it gets really dark because you can see that obviously in times gone by they had a relationship, and he went off and did his duty, whatever that duty was, and she's telling him, oh yeah, but I was angry at you, so I killed our baby. And he's like, yeah, but I still love you. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's like, fucking hell. It was just a weird little interaction, that bit. And then he sees her, despite this horrible thing, she'd never told him that she was pregnant or anything. She's now telling him she killed a baby. And he still sees her as this young, beautiful woman. She changes into that. And it's like, this is fucking weird.
But Dave, it's 1980s, isn't it? Like you said before, it's so wishy-washy in these movies, aren't they? And then they leave plot holes open that don't make any sense. And with this movie, I didn't know anyone's name properly. I must admit, Dave. It was only afterwards looking at the cast and the different names. Even I knew Colwyn, and I didn't know Princess Lyssa's name, whatever she was called, correctly. But I think with the other characters, and like you said about Liam Neeson, it was when I first saw him on the horse, I was like, "Is that Liam Neeson?"
Yeah.
And I remember Robbie Coltrane was in the trailer from last week's episode, so I knew he was in it. Some of the English, and I didn't pick up on that with Liam Neeson, but yeah, I think. The stuff with the spider, and obviously as the movie goes along, and you know what it reminds me of, Dave, a little bit as well. Well, not a little bit, a lot. And I know there's a new series coming out of it. It's Willow. It's some beats from Willow, which obviously we've reviewed in that, a few months ago, didn't we? So, or maybe a year ago. I know the new series is coming out, but yeah, it all feels very like I've seen it all before. And this was done before that, Willow and that, but it just feels like it's the same beat with the sorcery stuff. They've got to follow the same sort of DNA, and I can't work out whether it works or not, if I'm being honest.
I think it does, but I think you're on something with the 2 hours. I think they could have afforded to edit this down a little bit. Some of the scenes just seem particularly dragged out. I think this could have been shorter, but it's all just a hero's journey, isn't it? You meet the hero, the main protagonist at the start. Something happens, and he goes on a quest. And quite often in these sword and sorcery adventures, he's he's traveling the land, and then he picks up all of these allies along the way. So here, it's Ergo and his band of merry men essentially there. And then, they go and fight the baddie at the end, and he comes out on top. It's all the same kind of formula. So it's not necessarily copying off one direct film. I think you said it before. I think if they were copying off any one film, it was probably Star Wars, and reimagining it in a kind of fantasy adventure type way. So, yeah, I think it's just something these brilliant movies do, Chris.
Stop it. I'm not dropping these fucking little breadcrumbs in. I'm not even biting. It is, like I say, it's got a charm to it. But it's not a good movie. I'm never going to watch this again. And I've never seen this on UK TV. Have you watched this on UK TV, Dave? Or was it a VHS special?
It was definitely a VHS special. So I remember, my dad had these special cables. So he used to hook up two videos players with each other. And then, you could copy them that way. So I had it on the old Scotch tapes. But I don't remember if it was on. I'm assuming it must have been on TV. I mean, they must have tried to recoup their money any way they could, to be honest, after making such a horrible box office number. But I mean, the thing is, Chris, if you were flicking through the channels, you wouldn't fucking rest for longer than about a second on this, would you?
No, not at all. I just go, what's this? Information. Let's turn over. That'd be it, Dave. See where we're at. That's it.
You know what I think this one is missing, though, is Hawk the Slayer had lots of bits that were just unintentionally funny. I still love the bit where, the ruffian, the guy, the bandit in the forest is trying to do his scam with his mate and stuff, and they go up against Crow, who's the elf, the archer, and then they try and play not very fair, and the elf Crow is so quick, he fires his bow into this guy's stomach, and then you just see him on his knees, and he's like, I didn't even see it coming. And then it just falls over. It's just so good. I must have rewound that so many times. It's just so funny. It's almost like it's something out of Monty Python, but I don't think it was trying to be funny. And I think those bits are kind of missing out of this. There weren't many bits where I sort of chuckled and I was like, oh Christ, that's not aged very well at all. I still had the nostalgia, the very distinctive Glaive, the weapon and everything. I remember Bernard Bresslaw, and I was gutted. I remember as a kid being really gutted when he died and got squashed by the rocks, trying to save everyone. And knowing that was the thing with the Cyclops, they could see into the future, but they could only see, how their death happened. I just think it's missing those little bits of comedy that would have made those 2 hours go quicker.
Yeah, because I agree. It's quite serious, isn't it? In its delivery. The whole thing is serious. So, no, look, Dave, I get it why you were into it. I get it was that DNA of the stuff that you loved as a kid. I respect that. You know, it's not my sort of stuff. We laugh about it. I would have just turned over the remote straight away. That would have been it. See you later. Never to be seen again. But it's interesting as like the stuff that you're into compared to what I'm into. You know, I can watch the shittest martial arts movie going, and I am going to die on that hill. We all know my love for LA, Dave. You know what I mean? Let's say no more. We're not mentioning his name today. but the movies are pretty terrible, but no one's going to tell me otherwise because they're the sort of movies I watched as a kid and loved. So Van Damme movies. Van Damme had some great movies, but he had some shockers. But I can watch every single one of Van Damme's movies because it's just Van Damme redemption at some point. He's got to fight back and beat someone, and he just like stupid drunken martial arts skills like you watch now. It is sort of what you do, is he's snake in the monkey's shadows type Van Damme when he gets a kick in. But no, I can respect the fact you've picked it, and I can respect the fact you're trying to fucking stitch me up as well, Dave. That makes it even better.
And I tell you what, I'm pretty sure I can test that Van Damme theory, because I remember being in Blockbuster and I was just wondering, what do I rent out? I'm sure I told you loads of times. You got so many free rentals. So, you know, even if you don't have time to watch them, you just like, end of a shift, you're like, all right, I'll have that one. And The Quest was in. And I remember asking someone, I was like, what's that? Have you watched that one? And they were saying, oh, it's like Bloodsport, but it's not very good. I'm like, hold on a minute. It's like Bloodsport, but not very good. I don't believe you, sir. I'm having that. Put it on. Oh, shit. And it was like a fan flick of Bloodsport or something. But all the magic, all the brilliance of Bloodsport was just missing. And it was just really bad. And it's funny, if you look at Van Damme's career, he's such a legend, isn't he? But whereas you look at someone like Arnie or Stallone, they've got so many great movies. Van Damme, there's not really that many great movies that he's been in. You know, and when I say great movies, what we would consider great movies. So I'm including Kickboxer, including Bloodsport, including Universal Soldier. I can't remember exactly what we gave Time Cop, but, you know, shoved Time Cop in there as well. Hard Target. What was it? Double Impacts that you liked? Death Warrant, yeah.
No, Double Impact's what you watch, Dave. And he's giving me a running commentary.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, giving me a running commentary. And I'm thinking,
Sandman.
What's he going? Yeah, I'm thinking, what the fuck's he talking about? And then it dawned on me. I went, you're watching Double Impact, aren't you? And you were like, is that not what you picked? No, Death Warrant. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was the best ever, that.
I think you'd be struggling to get to 10 really good Van Damme movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dave, look. You can look at Stallone, you can look at Arnie, you can look at Bruce Willis. They've all had movies. Well, maybe Arnie not so. He's had blockbusters like Terminator and stuff. But the other two, Bruce Willis and Stallone, around this time, they've had movies where they can actually act. And Stallone can act. Even as Rocky, he can act. He's a good actor, Stallone. He's very underrated, I think. And he delivers stuff really well especially when he's playing like the characters in distress. Bruce Willis, Sixth Sense, things like that. If Bruce Willis can act, Van Damme can't fucking act for toffee, can he? Let's be honest. He's a great athlete, and he's great at doing the same fucking line in every movie. I lived in France, but I'm from America. You know, and he's like, yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, and I'm from, even though he's, you know, I was French Canadian or something. There's always a line why he's got that French accent. And with Arnie, he just fucking does it. Nobody asks him, but with Van Damme, he always has to drop that little breadcrumb. The blood. The best one's Double Impact. How his brother is supposed to be American and the other one's French. He's bollocks because they both sound the same. But anyway, that's Van Damme. But you're right. I agree. As a spectacle, you couldn't. I think Universal Soldier is an underrated movie, but that's not Van Damme. That's like Dolph Lundgren's really good in it as the baddie.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's the whole cast, and that's where, like with Arnie with Terminator, that's the cast that makes that movie, not just him being the Terminator. You know, he's amazing as the Terminator, and it's his probably most iconic role. There's a lot of other good actors and actresses in that movie that make that franchise, the first two anyway, really good.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I think that's our second big tangent that day. Does that mean we've said all we're going to say about Krull?
Please, yes.
Then let's get into our final review.
Thank you for picking this one. I wasn't thanking you when I was watching at 6 o'clock in the morning at all, Dave. When I was on my bike in the gym, I thought I've got to do something while I watch this. So I did half an hour on my bike, 10 minutes walking, and then I was like, right, I'm going to have to sit down and watch this, like the next bit of it. But it's just the Star Wars ripoff that got me. And I've said it about 4 times now. I apologize. Fantastic. And no fucks given. Obviously, this is just before The Empire Strikes Back came out, which is brilliant. But it's a beat for beat. Star Wars, Hot the Slayer, all these movies you've made me watch, Dave. Either they took inspiration from this or that's just inspiration from them. It's got a cast of people that in later years, you're like, God, yeah, I remember them. You know, got Liam Neeson, Robbie Coltrane, people like that, you know, good actors. It's rubbish, Dave. It's absolutely garbage, but it's still not the worst thing that you've ever thrown at me, Dave. I'm going to be honest with you. I hated every minute of it pretty much, but I'm going to send it to Elm Street. It's not going to Alderaan. It doesn't deserve it. And I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but it has made me think about my choices because my last few picks have been terrible, Dave. So they've all backfired on me. So with this one, I'm just glad that I'm interested how you saw it and if you still enjoyed it. So what about yourself?
I am shocked. I thought this was nailed on for Alderaan. Wow. So for me, you know what? I don't think I'm massively far away from you. I and ahed about Elm Street or Hill Valley. In the end, I'm going to put it in Hill Valley. But I think it's the nostalgia that's got it over the line. This is, you know, it gives you that nostalgia, even if you've not seen the movie, to spot some of the older actors. Like I say, you got Robbie Coltrane, Liam Neeson, Alan Armstrong, these people that you kind of know. You might not even recognize their names as such, but you recognize their faces as being mainstays on British TV. But it's pretty bloody boring. And I don't recall another mashup, a genre mashup like this, where you basically got laser guns and, you know, set in a sort of 13th century Robin Hood type environment. It's just very mad. And so, yeah, and I don't think it had to be 2 hours. There was not enough going on, I don't think. And yeah, it didn't really live up to my memory, which is probably no surprise because I haven't seen it for, you know, probably best part of 30 years now. So yeah, it just about Hill Valley.
Interesting, Dave. Interesting. So, Dave, our brand new Patreon, a good friend Justin, it's his pick next week. So he's picked a movie I've never seen. It's one of the first ones by the Coen brothers. So what are we going to be reviewing, Dave?
So I haven't seen this one either, but I do remember it from the video shop. I remember it being there. And it is called Blood Simple.
What I know about is Texas. And down here, you're on your own.
Hello.
Having a good time?
Hey, who's it?
Your husband.
I got a job for you. It's not strictly legal.
You want me to kill him?
Ray, let's get out of here.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
What's funny is if it's not you she's sleeping with, it's someone else. What's really going to be funny is when she gives you that look and says,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You look stupid now.
Wow.
Interesting.
tell you what, it's got a little bit of a sort of Tarantino feel, that, isn't it?
Yeah, the psychological thriller, isn't it, really? So, because I watched the trailer by chance this morning because I thought I'll watch it, and it took me off guard. I thought, this is a horror movie type thing, and it's not. It looks like a proper psychological thriller, but let's see, Dave. I'm interested in this one because I've never heard of it, and it's something slightly different than I think me or you would pick.
Yeah, so like I say, I remember seeing the video cover, but I never watched it. So yeah, but definitely you can sense the kind of, I mean, it's Coen brothers, isn't it? So definitely like a Fargo type feel. Yeah, can't wait for this one.
It's going to be a belter, absolute belter. So let's see, Dave. So big thank you to everyone who supports us, guys. Get over to patreon.com/the VHS Strikes Back. If you want to email us, the VHS Strikes Back @gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media @VHS Strikes Back. So big thank you again to Justin for picking next week's movie. We've had Susan, Glyn, Tim, Alec, Paul, Matt, Heath, Dylan, Ken, Lucky Lulu Green, Herb, Jax, Math, Blake, John Hammond, and Mr. Tony Farina. So thank you so much, guys, for all your support. We do really appreciate it. And I just hope everyone's enjoying it. Dave, this year's got to be such a variety of movies that everyone's picked. It's been really good to go here because there's loads of movies I've never seen.
We've done well this year, haven't we?
Yeah,
because,
honestly.
Up in the Patreon picks to twice a month, I think has really meant that we've cast the net a little bit wider than if it was just you and I batting back and forth. Because with the sword and sorcery stuff, we realise I'm kind of over there, and like with some of the like later 80s, early 90s martial arts, that's kind of your area. But yeah, it's been great to watch some new things as well.
No, it's been good, really good. Thank you, guys. Even down to the fact that I'd never seen Manhattan Chase, Dave, and that backfired on me because that's supposed to be for you. But there you go.
that was the comment, wasn't it? I think wherever you put that, it was too fucking high, and everyone's just like, you know what? We've got no idea how we rate these things.
And that's how it remain a mystery, Dave. But there you go. But anyway, big thanks, mate, for picking this one. So, seeing as though this was your movie, Dave, you bigged it up. What are you going to take us out with today?
Well, the whole message of this movie was the opposite of what the Beast was saying. So a bit of a soppy one, Chris. His power is fleeting, love is eternal. Take care of yourselves out there. And each other.
And each other, yeah. Bye.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we going to do now? What are we going to do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I'll be back.
That's odd.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Wax on, wax off.
Get to the chopper!
One ring to go.
All right. Ding, ding.
Bust you up. Go for it.
Well, here we go. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Come on. Ain't so bad. Come on. You must be crazy or something. I'm crazy. You just a stupid fool. Maybe you're crazy. I ain't breathing heavy. He's a fool. He's stupid. I've seen you in 6 months.
I must break you.
Hello, Dave.
What fucking bell ender? Put mute on when the fucking trailer was on.
I knew.
That was the best. That was the best fucking plot ever. My fucking back. Oh, you dick. Right, let me try that again with the fucking mute off this time.